I didn't come in with a lot of history of owing anybody. No one supported me when I was running for office.
New York Mayor Mamdani has floated the idea of freezing the rents. Do you think that policy can actually work in a city? And have you considered that in San Francisco?
San Francisco, it lost 8% of its population in just a few years. Elon Musk called it a failed city. Now, a first-time politician with no experience is betting he can turn it around. In this episode of What's Uptin, I sit down with Mayor Daniel Lurie. Some say that AI is saving San Francisco. I mean, the industry is booming right now. Companies are moving in. But at the same time, AI is somewhat threatening to wipe out massive jobs too.
I want to know, as mayor of San Francisco, does that concern you?
I have concerns about job losses coming. Public safety crime was down 30% in San Francisco last year.
Mayor Daniel Lurie, thank you so much for sitting down with me today in front of the one Ferry Building in San Francisco.
I mean, this is one of our iconic spots. It's an almost 80 degree day here in San Francisco, the most beautiful city in the world. It's good to be with you.
So I've been coming to San Francisco since 2020, reporting on it on YouTube. It was kind of a ghost town in 2020. You look around now 5 years later, or 6 years later, almost. It's completely different. The first question I want to ask you, the big narrative right now is AI has saved San Francisco. Is that true? Do you agree with that statement?
San Francisco saves San Francisco every time. Our demise has been written through many different cycles. This is the most beautiful city in the world. It's the most innovative city in the world. Our restaurants are the envy of the world. Our arts, our culture. And absolutely, AI is front and center right now, but it'll be something else 10 or 15 years from now. We're leaning into being the innovative ecosystem, the best innovative ecosystem there is on the planet. And so we love that AI is here, but we also love that our wonderful restaurants, our arts and culture are also here. So it's a great time to be in San Francisco for sure.
San Francisco has kind of a higher percentage of reliance, or at least historically, on the office workers, right? That's one of the reasons I think the pandemic hurt it more than, say, New York. What are you doing to bring back office workers, not just companies, but actually get back to the office?
I believe it's my job as mayor to create the conditions so that people want to be downtown, that they want to be out and about. Safety is number one. Public safety crime was down 30% in San Francisco last year. Our tent count is the lowest it's been on since we started tracking it. Just look around. The vibrancy is back. The hope, the optimism is back here in San Francisco. So we're creating the conditions that people want to be. We have these things called entertainment zones. First Thursdays, we have on 2nd Street 20,000 people coming down. There's food trucks, there's live music, and we're doing that all over San Francisco. But I also want to just push back on one thing that you brought up about just office workers. Our number one industry has been for a very long time tourism. It's not just tech. And once again, we'll lean into tech, but look around. People want to come here from all over the world.
So on that note of tourism, how do you change the perception? Because if you ask someone, especially internationally, if you say the word San Francisco, they still, they kind of...
I come on great podcasts and TikTok and talk to influencers like you and tell the real story of San Francisco. We had the lowest homicide rate here in San Francisco last year since 1954. We have some of the safest, we're one of the safest cities in this country. We have this engine of innovation that's happening here. Young people are having a great time in North Beach and in the Mission District. We are the envy of the world. And yes, we got punched for sure. And the reputation is, we deserved some of it for sure. And it's one of the reasons I ran for mayor. I was not happy in the direction of our city. I wanted to see change just like everybody else. But walk with me around this city and you'll see the changes.
When you took office, you had such a big agenda. How did you prioritize what to work on first?
I'm going to stay focused on three things. Public safety is my number one priority. We need to fully staff our police department. We had our first net increase in police hires last year.
Since
in
when?
7 years.
In 7 years. Okay.
And we still have more work to do. We're still short hundreds of officers, but we're using tech. We're using drones as a first responder. We have this thing called Arctic, a real-time investigation center. So if somebody commits a crime now, they're going to get caught and they're going to be prosecuted. So
That's with cameras?
cameras. We have drones as a first responder. We have license plate readers. We're using cameras to slow people down on the road, so our roads are safer than they've been in a very long time for our pedestrians. Still have work to do there, but public safety is my number one priority. Second priority is the crisis of on our streets, drug crisis, homelessness, and getting people off the street who are living on the street and into recovery, into treatment beds. So we stood up 600 treatment beds last year. And the third priority is, how do we make this city and City Hall a partner to our small businesses? How do we make it easier to do business in San Francisco? And we have this thing called Permit SF. We're stripping away red tape. We're making it easier to start a small business. We're making it easier for you to park in your own driveway in San Francisco. We used to fine you for doing that. Now you can do it. And we're stripping away decades and decades of bureaucracy that have held us back. So those are my three priorities. They were when I took office. They are today.
What are you doing about the affordability issues, the housing affordability crisis? San Francisco rents didn't really come down the way a lot of people might have expected the past few years.
They did come down, and now they're shooting back up again. And that's because everybody wants to be in San Francisco. And so that narrative is an old narrative. People are flocking back to San Francisco. But what we're doing is we passed something called the Family Zoning Plan. We are going to create more ability to get denser housing built along our commercial corridors and around transit hubs. We just launched a first in the country initiative where if you are a family of four making $230,000 a year or less, childcare 0 to 5 is paid for you. Free up to $36,000 a year. Families are going to be saving on early childhood care. No one else has ever done that. We just announced that a couple of months ago. And actually, families of four making $310,000 a year will get 50% off childcare and some subsidies starting in the fall. So really trying to lean in to make this a more affordable place. We want families to raise their kids here, and we want those kids to have a shot at staying in San Francisco, and that's where that family zoning plan comes in.
New York Mayor Mamdani has floated the idea of freezing the rents. Do you think that policy can actually work in a city, and have you considered that in San Francisco?
We have not considered that in San Francisco, so we'll see what happens in New York. But our focus is on creating more housing, building more housing. We have a system of rent control already in San Francisco. We protected the existing rent control laws there, but we will not be expanding.
Back to downtown. You mentioned downtown. I want to talk a little bit about Union Square. So this was really interesting to me when I came in 2020, 2021. You see Louis Vuitton, Apple, Macy's, Cheesecake Factory, but you don't feel safe. And again, this was 5 years ago. Yeah. I've gone back and now it feels a lot better. But what are you doing about the retail? The big Westfield Mall shut down 2 months ago. What do you anticipate will happen with that space? And what are you doing about the retail spaces?
It's a great question. So it just was purchased. And I go back to what my job is. And my job is not to dictate to the private sector what they should do. My job is to create the conditions so that retailers want to be back in Union Square. And guess what? They're coming back. AT&T just reopened a spot right at the Powell Street cable car turnaround. The Real closed a couple of years ago, reopened in the same space. Apple is still there. We've talked to big retailers who want to come back to San Francisco. They want to be in Union Square. Zara is opening a 40,000 square foot flagship store right on Union Square. It's going to open later this year, early next. So we feel the momentum happening here in San Francisco. But my job, make sure it's safe, make sure the streets are clean, make sure we get people who are struggling with addiction off the street and into help, and activate downtown. And we're doing that with those entertainment zones.
What do you think it is about you? Because, you've only been in office a little over a year. The numbers are quite impressive, right? To say crime is down 33% in the first year. I mean, what was your secret to this?
Uh, I think I just want to get results. I'm not focused on anything beyond this job. I was born and raised in San Francisco. My two children were born on the same floor at the same hospital that I was born in. I love first. Not only do I love San Francisco, I love this job, which is maybe there's something wrong with me, but I'm having such a good job, good time doing this job. And I think what's different is I didn't come in with a lot of history of owing anybody. No one supported me when I was running for office, the institutional folks. And all the relationships that I've been building have been built on how do we deliver for the people of San Francisco. That is my only goal, is how do we get the city back to its rightful place as being the greatest city in the world. And by the way, we're already getting back there, and people are feeling it. 2 years ago, 22% of San Franciscans thought we were heading in the right direction. Today, 2/3 of San Franciscans think we're heading in the right direction. So this is a city that is on the rise. People are feeling hope and optimism for the first time in a very long time, and it's an exciting time to be here.
What has the reaction been with some of the CEOs from Silicon Valley that I'm sure you connect with and talk with?
We've just started. Oh, these bells are
Bells.
beautiful. So
Yeah.
I don't know if that's going to mess up your sound, but here's what I will say. When I was running for office, I looked at what New York did with the Partnership for New York City in the 1970s when New York went through a really tough time. I really liked what they built. We started something similar called the Partnership for San Francisco, about 35, 40 CEOs getting together quarterly, speaking with one voice. So we've started that. We also started something called the Downtown Development Corporation, which is helping to revitalize Union Square and downtown, modeled a little bit after what Lower Manhattan did after 9/11. So we've taken some good models that we've seen. We've brought not just business, but labor and the nonprofit community together to say, how do we work together? How do we lift up our city? How do we recruit new companies? How do we recruit retailers? And how do we make this city affordable and lift everybody? And the business community's been all in.
Yeah. What are you doing to actually get the tourist numbers back, especially heading into a big summer?
They're already coming back. February we had Super Bowl 60. We have World Cup coming. We had over Thanksgiving, we had the largest 10-day period of travelers coming to and through SFO, our airport.
Right.
February, we had 1.3 million people over Super Bowl, the 10-day Super Bowl period, the largest in a February ever. And by the way, we've had Super Bowl here before. So the numbers are starting to come back. And once again, it's about getting on great platforms like yours and saying, I mean, it's March and we're sitting outside by the water and you have a short sleeve shirt on. So come join us.
Should a 25-year-old move to San Francisco right now?
Yes.
And why?
It's the greatest city in the world. We have it all. I'm going to say it again. The best restaurants, the best arts and culture. Our neighborhoods are on fire. You just have such a great time going out in our town. We're the innovative ecosystem capital. Like, it's all AI is happening here.
Yeah.
We want this to be a broad-based recovery. So come join us. It's not just about tech or not just about tourism either.
I want to ask you a question about, so, AI is obviously, the industry is helping California, is helping Silicon Valley, is helping San Francisco. But there's on the flip side of that, there's some concern that AI is about to take out massive amounts of white collar jobs. Some are saying we could hit an unemployment rate of 10%, even 20%. I want to know, as mayor of San Francisco, does that concern you? Looking down the road in the next few years, and has universal basic income ever been on your mind?
I know I've studied UBI. I have concerns about job losses coming. There's no question that we have to stay on top of it. I have a group that I consult with who are in the industry talking about, okay, how do we prepare if these job losses do in fact come? But I'm also an optimist when it comes to human nature. I mean, we've gone through waves of innovation over the last 150 years in this country, whether you're talking about the printing press, you're talking about the automobile, you're talking about the World Wide Web. Like, people would always talk about job losses, and then new jobs come that you can't even dream of. So I really fundamentally am optimistic. Now, I think that there's going to be short-term things that we have to be ready for. And we have to look at all options to make sure that we take care of working people, that we take care of working families, and those that may be impacted by these job losses. For us, selfishly in San Francisco, we're seeing more of these companies take office space and hiring people. So I do think as a nation, we need to really stay on top of this and look ahead. For San Francisco, it's a boon for us, but we absolutely, as city government, need to be aware of the potential job losses.
Do you feel like you're competing sometimes with like the Menlo Parks, the Palo Altos in terms of where HQ and office space should be?
They're all in San Francisco now. If you had come here, you said 5-6 years ago, you'd say all those companies that you were talking about they'd have some spaces here and down there. They all realize they have to be in San Francisco. I mean, we got OpenAI, we got Anthropic, we got Scale AI. And I want those companies here. I want them participating. What I say to them is, to all the CEOs, I say, we want you here. We want you paying your taxes. And I want your revenue here. And I want you all being part of the community. Have your employees get onto the boards of our arts and culture institutions, on the boards of nonprofits. Like, invest in San Francisco. Don't just keep your employees, working 996, but get them involved in our city, and that's the best way to participate. But I don't think there's any competition right now, in the sense that everyone, in terms of the AI companies and tech companies, they need to be in San Francisco.
So you mentioned taxes. One of the biggest reasons for the exodus of many tech companies over the past 5-6 years was the business environment.
Yeah.
Do you think it's improved since then?
Absolutely. I mean, we definitely have here in California a tax structure that is higher than most other places. But I think you also get more. Now, the problem is that people and their employees weren't feeling safe coming down to work. They weren't seeing clean streets. They were worried about that. So my job is to make sure we have safe and clean streets, make sure that everybody is getting a bang for their buck for their taxpayer dollars, and for us to deliver well. Like, we need to deliver great public schools and great public transit. So we're working hard on that. And I think California and San Francisco is the greatest state and the greatest city in the world. We have our issues. We have to get better. But every state has its challenge.
Final question: what's something that keeps you up at night?
I want us to be back at the top. I want us to be the greatest city in the world. And I also, for me, it's always about keeping everyone safe, making sure that those that are coming to work each and every day, those that are working janitorial jobs in these big buildings right behind us, feel safe leaving their building at 2 a.m. And we're delivering on that. But I'm always thinking about, how do I keep people safe? How do I keep those that are on our streets? How do we get them the help that they need? And then how do we invite the world back to San Francisco? And I'm glad you're here. I know you are LA based, and I love my friends in LA. But San Francisco is the greatest city in the world.
Yeah, it's amazing, very inspiring, and I think the numbers speak for themselves. So I want to thank you so much for your time today, and wishing you all the best.
Appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for listening to this episode of What's Uptin, where I bring you inside the minds driving tech, money, and power. Follow along on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts. You can also follow my personal account on Instagram @Uptin. Would love to connect with you.